Give it up for Tamara Vahn. Your next competitor is from Long Island, New York. She's a top 5 Olympian, and she happens to be your reigning, defending, 2-time international champion. Please give it up for Ariel, Khadr.
Ariel Khadr, 2-time reigning and defending champion here at the Arnold Classic in fitness. Janet, she always comes out, it's like the first couple minutes, it's like an Arnold Schwarzenegger blockbuster movie. It catches you in the first couple minutes.
She definitely brings the wow factor in her fitness routine. I mean, where she may lack in the posing in the physique routine, judging panel, she's bringing it here right now.
And we are lucky enough to have the 38th governor of the great state of California joining us on set, the Honorable Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mr. Governor, thanks so much for all you do, first off. And we'll get right into this because I don't want to take away from her routine, but when you see this kind of showmanship, showwomanship, you got to be impressed.
Well, I have to tell you that I'm so impressed with it that I always say my biggest wish is that the man start posing like this and that the man can perform like that and jump around like that, because it would be so stunning to see those big muscular guys be able to do those kind of things. So anyway, it's really extraordinary, very inspirational.
It's a great show, and it gets your interest right away. Gentlemen, you guys, as soon as she came out, your eyes were already on there, and she's showing you what she can do.
Well, the first time I saw fitness was at the Arnold Classic in 2001. And I'd never seen anybody do anything like that. So it starts off the show in a really good way.
Ariel Khadr putting on a show. While we've got the governor here, I got to say right off the bat, you've done a lot of great things in your career. Have you ever had a Super Bowl commercial as popular as your commercial was? You stole the show this year. I don't care what those guys from Boston did. That was a great commercial.
Well, thank you very much for saying that. And we were #1. I think we did the highest poll numbers, and I was very happy about that because there's so many commercials that are being played there, and they're all really extraordinary. Yeah. So Danny DeVito helped also a lot.
Just a little bit.
He and I together, we always create a big explosion.
Back to the action now as Ariel Khadr just had her showing. And Janet, we talked about those who could step up this year, possibly knock someone off a throne. This might be one of those people.
Well, this routine, the fitness routine, is 2/3 of the scoring. So regardless of what happened during the physique portion of scoring, these girls can come and nail a phenomenal routine and jump ahead.
Dennis, how hard is it to follow someone that just had a phenomenal routine? And are you watching?
Yeah, that's extremely hard. And especially Ariel, who is a firecracker when she's doing her routine. So it's a tough act to follow, but she's doing a good job. And I remember seeing her this morning. I watched her. She was, if I'm not mistaken, she was in the top 5 call out. Was she? Am I right, Janet?
Janet's checking her notes.
This one, no.
No, okay.
Not top 5, okay.
But her costume really stands out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that does take a big factor. Costumes, props, into making your routine something, you know, that sets apart.
Just alone to be able to practice a routine while you diet hard and do all this cardio. When we would go home and be tired, they still have to practice their routine for months and months and months because this is what it's all about for them.
Arnold, did you ever worry about going on stage after somebody else? Did you ever worry about going on stage after someone else?
I think that probably after Sergio Liver.
Yeah.
I mean, Sergio Liver was really a tough competitor. You know, he was just so good.
Yeah.
And his thighs were so enormous, and
Yeah.
his waist was so thin, and his arms, his triceps, and everything. So he was really a really tough competitor.
So listen for Boam next.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your next competitor. From Ontario, Canada, she is making her Fitness International debut. Please welcome Abby Bolton.
So Abby Bolton steps onto the stage for the first time here at the Arnold Classic.
I think a lot of those women come from a gymnastics background because it's just so spectacular. The kind of moves and how secure they are.
They make it look easy.
Sure they are of themselves.
They make it look easy. Yeah.
It would be very tough to just kind of pick up this division, this sport of fitness, and be able to nail the certain mandatories that they have to have in this routine. And if you guys don't know, for fitness, you have to have a mandatory push-up, high kick, straddle hold, and side split within the routine. So they get judged on those.
I don't even know what a straddle hold is.
Isn't it where you have your legs out and you put your hands between and lift yourself up?
Oh, I do that. I struggle hold.
Yeah, you struggle hold.
Abby Bolton continues with her routine. We've got the governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, joining us here on the commentary. Governor, have you noticed a difference in the crowds? You talked about how it fell off after the pandemic, but are we back to pre-pandemic attendance, do you think?
I think this year is the first time where I felt kind of like we're back, plus 10%. I mean, it's like it is. I've never seen crowds like this on a Friday. Be that packed. I mean, we had like a total sellout auditorium the day of the World's Strongest Man competition, the deadlift, for instance. It was really extraordinary. When you walk around, it's like, I mean, there's so many people there, thousands and thousands of people that are walking around from booth to booth. I mean, it's really spectacular. I'm so happy about it.
So Abby Bolton wraps up her routine.
All right, from your next competitor. From Ontario, Canada, top 6 at the Olympia. Folks, she made her debut on this very stage 12 years ago. Tonight, she's back. Please welcome Jodi Boam.
She was one of my top 3 physiques this morning in prejudgment.
Top 3.
The thing about Jodi also is that her routine is going to be phenomenal. So I think if anybody can challenge Ariel and Jaclyn, it's going to be Jodi.
So Jodi comes in with 12 years of experience here at the Arnold. Governor, you've probably had a lot of athletes question you and ask for advice, especially when they come here for the first time. What is your advice for a first-timer at the Arnold Classic?
Well, I think that people should treat this just like any other competition. You got to always take seriously the competition. You know, everyone is here for the same reason, which is to win and to beat the other people, right? This is it. And so you have to give it your all. You have to be really ready. I think the timing has to be perfect with your diet and with everything. And you got to be kind of full of energy and positive thinking. And, you know, because you have to sell to the judges always, I am the best, without really saying it. You can't go down to the judges and say, I'm the best. So you have to show that and, with your facial expressions and everything. So I think this is the most important thing, and we're so happy. We have so many new competitors coming, and also other competitors that have been here before. So it's always a great lineup. This year we have the best lineup of women and men. It was one of those very spectacular years this year.
Do you get the feeling, I know you've lived around the world in a lot of beautiful places, but is Columbus kind of a home away from home for you, at least for a week or so?
Well, it is kind of my second home. You know, I come here throughout the year. Because you have to organize throughout the year. So we have to meet with the committees. Sometimes I FaceTime in and talk to the committees. Sometimes I come here myself. And it is just wonderful. It's such a great city and such a hospitable city with so many hotels and so many great restaurants. And people are really welcoming, and there's a really good attitude, and everyone works together here.
Jodi Boam wrapping up her routine as we are just getting underway on the first day of the Arnold Classic here in the fitness program.
Your next competitor is a top 3 Olympian and was a runner-up at this show just last year. Ladies and gentlemen, from New York, New York, Jaclyn Baker.
So she's been top 3 the last 2 years. From the City So Nice, they named it twice. Khadr, you talked about how Columbus has been so welcoming for so many years. Has there ever been a thought of moving it to somewhere like a New York City or to a Las Vegas?
I mean, movies?
No, moving the Arnold Classic.
Oh, moving the Arnold Classic. We have gotten many offers from various different cities. Obviously, every city wants to have a competition like that, where you have 200,000 people come together and go through an expo. So that's very clear to us. But so far, Columbus has been the best host city, where we had the best coordination between the mayor and the governor, the fire department, law enforcement, on the local level, state level, and federal level, everyone working together to keep us safe here in this building. And so it has been really extraordinary. So there's no reason to move. We love it here. And again, this year we have shown that we are the biggest sports and fitness festival in the world by far.
Taking a little adage from the movies herself, going back to Flashdance in the 80s, complete with the leg warmers. Janet, did you ever have any leg warmers back in the day?
She has such a cute routine. I'm absolutely loving it. She was not quite in my top 3 pick, but with this fitness routine, I think it just adds such a wow factor to her, and I think she can get a great scoring from this.
Yeah, I don't know much about routines and parts and strength and stuff, but I think that from what we've seen so far and where she was at this morning in the first call out, I think she's battling Ariel for the first place.
Yep, I agree. I think a lot of this has to do with energy too. I mean, your eyes are just drawn to her a little bit more because of the energy she's bringing to the stage.
I agree. I think that when they can perform with a lot more energy, they're demanding the attention from the audience.
Right.
They're not just going through the motions, but they are demanding the attention.
Please welcome your next competitor. Making tonight her fitness international debut. Please welcome, from Budapest, Hungary, Nikolett Szabo.
And Governor Schwarzenegger will be leaving us for the time being, but like he likes to say, he'll probably be back. We continue on with the fitness competition here on the first night of the 36th annual Arnold Classic. Nikolett Szabo coming all the way from Budapest, Hungary. Janet, we talked about all the countries. You go out in the street and you hear lots of different languages this week in Columbus.
Absolutely. People come from all over the world, and I think that's what makes this show so amazing, is that, you know, it's internationally known.
so far?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And that's what I'm trying to say earlier, that, you know, when you don't stand out necessarily in prejudging, that doesn't mean anything, because your routine, you can make up a lot of ground.
You know, I think after prejudging, where you have to hold the...
Making her Fitness International debut from Belgrade, Russia, please welcome Anna Fomina.
After prejudging, where you have to hold the shape and keep everything tight, I feel like these fitness competitors are relieved after prejudging, where they can refill, get some energy, get some fluids, and have enough energy to prepare for this, all this energy they're putting on stage.
I like them choosing older songs,
Yeah,
too.
I was going to say the classics.
Yes.
Janet's too young. Janet's too young to understand these songs. She's like, what? I think my parents listened to this on 8 tracks.
It seems to be a common theme of retro songs being used.
Janet, do you want to handicap the field right now and say who the early favorite would be in your mind based on routines alone?
Well, I got to say, I mean, Ariel did come out with a really great routine, and I love that she incorporates something Arnold related with this year Predator in her costume as well. And Jaclyn Baker surprised me as well. Hers was so energetic. I absolutely loved it. So, like Dennis said, you can make up a lot of ground in this judging routine. So, we still have a couple more, so I'm interested to see the rest.
How much of this is their personnel, their own creation, or how much of this is they work with a professional choreographer to say, let's get something right, let's incorporate this, this, and this, and something different?
Oh, absolutely. Many of them work with the choreographer, and some don't. Some actually do it on themselves because they've been in this space for a very long time, gymnastics and creating routines. But it's always good to have someone to have another set of eyes on you, just like a coach. You'd have a choreographer to, you know, keep things in line and make it interesting and help you develop certain movements, to, especially the mandatories, and to make it a really mesmerizing routine.
Look at the front right. Look at this.
Ouch.
That's one of the most impressive things I've seen on that stage.
Yeah. Ow. Ow.
The flexibility
My
there.
tendons hurt.
I was just going to say.
I just blew a hamstring just watching that. Well done, Anna Fomina.
Your next competitor, competing in her 4th international. She's a veteran competitor and your reigning 2023 Masters Olympia champion. Ladies and gentlemen, from Finland, please welcome Minna Pajulahti.
Oh, look at this. Another movie theme.
It's a cool costume.
Yep. Look who's in the front row.
I think he loves it too.
I always get the impression Arnold has extreme respect for the athleticism that these girls bring.
100%.
You know, I don't really disagree with him. I don't think it would be a bad idea to have the men do this. We see some really high-flying stuff.
Would that be a reason for you to make a comeback?
I might. You know, I'm losing weight, as Todd's been reminding everybody.
It's part of my job, Fouad. Just report the facts.
You should dare both of us. You should just start a dare.
What a moment she's having with Arnold doing the selfie with her. That's the ultimate as a competitor competing on the stage.
So far, not distracting her as Maleficent doing her thing. You guys do know who Maleficent is, right? Come on.
Who?
Maleficent.
The character
I do. I have a
she's
daughter, so I watch kids' movies.
Sleeping. It's a Disney classic.
I don't have kids, so I get a pass.
Oh, Fouad, we need to talk. Sleeping Beauty. She's the evil.
I get it.
When I was a little kid, that movie scared me to death.
See, I grew up in Germany, so I don't know.
Well, she's from Finland.
I know, but that's not Germany. What's a great show.
Well done.
That was great.
Your next competitor, top 15 at the Olympia, 11th place, right here on this stage just last year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Hoffman Estates, Illinois, Danielle Chikeles.
You know, I think one of the things that people forget is that a lot of these competitors have choreography coaches. So not only do they have to do the routine and practice it for days and days and weeks on end, but they also need some of them need a coach to help choreograph like these beautiful dance routines and gymnastics routines that they're doing. So they have a coach for nutrition, they may have a coach for training, and then they have a third coach possibly to choreograph what they're doing on stage. I know we talked about some of the girls coming from gymnastics backgrounds.
Right.
I think a lot come from cheerleading backgrounds as well.
I was just thinking that.
Because
you could see the cheer movements. I was a former cheerleader too. I could see the sharp cheer movements in her routine. It wouldn't surprise me if she did cheerleading.
Yeah, I agree.
They didn't have cheerleaders like that when I was in school. not quite like this.
They didn't have cheerleaders at my school.
This is next level.
Janet, do you know how long the routines are? I believe they're 3 minutes. Does that sound right?
I believe under 3. Yeah. And 3 minutes may sound short, but if you imagine the amount of energy and movements you're doing and flips, acrobats on stage for 3 minutes
earned her pro status right here at the 2021 Arnold Amateur. Last year, top 3 in the pros. Ladies and gentlemen, from London in the United Kingdom, please welcome Michelle Fredua-Mensah.
She was one of my favorite physiques this morning. And if she can bring the routine, she's also fighting for the title.
Another movie theme. I'm going to quiz you guys every time. Wakanda Forever. Anyone? Anyone?
Yes, I was thinking
Black
that.
Panther, come on.
Look like she's got springs instead of joints.
What do you think they eat before getting on stage?
Guess not much. You don't want to have a full belly doing all this stuff.
Yeah, that's a tough. I mean,
because like I said, it's just a routine tonight. There's no more symmetry round or no more physique round. So.
But you got to refill with some energy, so something to give them.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they had some carbs just to give them enough energy to go through the routine.
Are you cracking a Celsius beverage right before you go out? Little caffeine shot or anything like that, Janet?
I'm sure after the aesthetic, the posing routine for them, they would be definitely wanting something to quench their thirst.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, her physique stood out. I think if I had to judge her routine, and I'm not really an expert on fitness, but I could see she's probably a little bit nervous and is not very comfortable
holding those moves.
And your final competitor is placed as high as 3rd here at the International. Last year, 6th place. Please welcome From Wetumpka, Alabama, Tiffany Chandler.
So we'll see if Tiffany Chandler can roll tide. That's all movie themes this year. This is fantastic. By the way, did you see the movie Barbie?
I did on my flight here to Columbus
did you really?
for the
Okay.
first time, actually.
What'd you think?
It was a good movie, and this is great that she's
Tapped
showing it
into it,
within
yeah.
her. Yes.
Wow.
She's got her pro card in 2011, and she's got 2 Arnold placings in the top 3. A couple Olympia placings in the top 6, so she's had a pretty great career to this point.
She's been competing for over a decade, so it shows how much she wants these titles. And competing at the Arnold level it's tough, but she's here and she wants it.
It's definitely a high energy routine from Tiffany Chandler.
Now, I'm not a judge, but if I would have to guess, I would say that when the fitness competitors hold their mandatory moves,
Right.
like the push-up or high kick, you want to hold it very much with confidence and still. And it seems like if they hold it and release it very quickly, maybe they have to work on that area a little bit more.
Okay. Governor has moved down to his front row spot.
Great routines here at the Arnold. The score's going to get combined with your prejudging scores, and we'll see our ladies back a little bit later in the program for the finals. How about one more round of applause for our fitness athletes?
Okay, so there we go. Fitness is complete on the routines. Is there one that jumps out at you right off the page, Janet, that you say, okay, that is by far cleared the best?
Well, I think Ariel really brought it with the fitness routine, incorporating the Predator. It was very entertaining, very energetic. I would say Abby Bolton also had a lot of energy in her routine, a lot of acrobats and flips. And even Jaclyn Baker bringing it with her fitness routine.
Yeah, I think
Those would be my top ones that kind of stand out to me with their fitness routines.
Okay. Well, we're just getting started here. Day number 1 of the 36th annual Arnold Classic here in Columbus. We're going to step aside, take a quick break, but we'll be back. You won't miss a thing. We'll be back to Ohio right after this.